Hello, this is Nindy Kerr from Nindy's Creative Corner. Today we are going to discuss Stampin' Up! New ink pads. These are magnetic and they come apart. They open really easily. So if you are one of those who's had troubles opening the others, that these will be easy. Anyway, they are magnetic. Not so much this way. This way. So if you put the outsides together, they'll stay together easily. And they kind of click together so you won't have an avalanche of ink pads. This top part, the lid, is the part with the ink pad. And as you can tell, I've labeled mine for two reasons. One, so I know where to put them in my ink holder. And another, I put them up here because some of the colors are so light I can't read them without my glasses. So I just put these on so I can read them. Now this one, the Barely Blush, is a really light color, and I've had to stamp 2 or 3 times to get it to be as dark as I want. So I will show you. This is one advantage of having a stamp positioner of some sort. This one will be available to everyone on May 5th, 2026. And I like to line it up with, well, I guess I like the inch lines, and stick on the magnets. And you want with just this part showing, because you'll get a better, well, I don't know, maybe you'll get a better hold with it that way. But it's easier to pick up. Well, at least have the little flaps. Anyway, we are going to use this never before used Notes of Spring Product of the Month stamp set. And we'll use the flowers in the middle. And I haven't done my normal stamping thing yet, but make sure you put your the stamping side down. And here's the cover plate. And these holes go on these corners here. And that's springy, so it's easy to press down. And it doesn't really matter super a lot where the cardstock is this time. And we will just ink up. And with these felt pads, you can rub. Kind of swirl them. Just make sure and keep it flat so you don't get ink all over every place. Then we will put this on and press down. If you want more pressure, you can use a stamp block. But see how light that is? I don't know how well you can see it, but it's really light. So we're going to ink it up again. Okay, so that's twice, and it's still on the light side. I mean, you can see it better. So let's re-ink this, and we're going to move this over an inch. So I would recommend every time you buy a new ink pad, you get the ink refill to go with it. Unfortunately, there is no ink refill to go along with the black one yet. So this is the Barely Blush ink refill. And we are just going to squirt it along here. And it soaks in much quicker than on the foam ink pads. And I like to go both directions. And get along the edges. And extra dose in the middle because we all know we use the middle the most. Okay, so we are going to ink up our stamp again with the freshly inked ink pad. This is a light color, so you do have trouble seeing it on the stamp. But let's see how it does after we've re-inked it. I guess scooch it over a tinge more. Oh, well, must not have inked it right. Let's try again. I don't know, I'm kind of getting annoyed with that. There, now hopefully I inked it up better. There, much better. Of course you can tell I tilted my ink pad a little bit and got those darker parts on the stamp. Anyway, so that's about the magnetic ink pads. Now, at my class yesterday, let me put all this away. My one customer had troubles opening this ink pad. Granted, I did do it first. You need to hold on to the bottom, the black part, and there's a little teeny lip here. You need to pull up on one side only to get it open. Now, if you have trouble due to your fingers, how your fingers work, the lady at Demonstrator Support suggested using your Take Your Pick tool in this flat spatula part. So do the same thing, hold on to the bottom, and kind of tilt your finger over here, and just use this to push it up. And of course it fell backwards. Anyway, we will go ahead and stamp with this one. There is no ink refill for this one, and mine feels like it needs to be re-inked. So I would definitely recommend a stamp positioner for it. And we're going to use the same stamp. We're not going to bother cleaning it. This is also a felt pad, so you can just rub it. Now this one you need to hold on a little bit more so the ink can stick into the sink into the paper. And it didn't turn out too bad. It's still a little light. So we will stamp it again. And this ink is a hybrid ink that will not bleed with either water or your Stampin' Blends. But it takes a little bit longer to dry. So do your stamping first and set it aside to dry for a bit, or you can use your heat tool to dry it. But see, oh, well, it didn't smear this time. Last time I did it, it smeared. So maybe I'm getting better, or I don't know what the thing is. Anyway, these ink pads will all be available on May 5th for 2026 for everybody, and enjoy using them. And the reason they did not make this one, the black magnetic, was because it needed a tighter seal, so the ink pad would not dry out as quickly, because this one will dry out more quickly than the others. So have fun with your new ink pads and happy stamping. Sign up for my newsletter to get weekly inspiration and other ideas and online classes at www.nindiescreativecorner.com and click on the newsletter tab. Thanks for watching. Bye.